Hey guys, Jengar here. We're on the dev server, the first one for patch 1.87, and we've got a lot of new planes actually. Almost all endgame planes. It will be a jet patch for the airplanes, let's say. America has nothing changed, so we can skip that. Germany has three new jets, starting with the CL-13 Mark 6 with Sidewinders sitting at 9.3 battle rating. Seems to have the same top speed as the earlier CL-13 that was already in the game. And but it does have Sidewinders, so there is that, and I think that that's the reason why it also has the increased battle rating. For the rest, I assume it will fly pretty much like a Saber, only with the Sidewinders. Of course, the top speed will go down a little bit. The performance will be a little bit less, but all in all, this will be a very, very tough jet to face. And it looks pretty cool as well with this skin. I quite like it. What else do we have for the Germans? The Germans are home to all markets, let's say, because the nation, of course, after World War II was split up, and that is where these jets originate. So we also have a MiG-19S. Now it doesn't have any air-to-air missiles. This is a ground strike version, and you do have a lot of rockets, and that's quite nice. You also have the three guns this time, three guns, which is also quite nice. 200 rounds per gun in total for this plane. Go to the X-ray for a little bit. 70 rounds per gun. Yes, that is still the way it goes. It has a little bit of armor as well, but all in all, this is of course a very fine looking jet. It will not be as good in air-to-air because it doesn't have the air-to-air missiles, although you can already argue a little bit about whether or not these air-to-air missiles add much, except a reason for the other plane to turn. And that can be significant, but for the rest, the plane can function quite well without them. And three 30mm cannons are definitely something that is very nice. We also have a third jet, and that is a Seahawk, a British design. The Brits have the, well, I don't know if it's the Mark 6, but this is the Mark 100. They have the same speeds and performance according to the stat sheet, but this is not very reliable as far as I've experienced it. But still, it's basically the same stat card. This one though has Sidewinders, and the British version does not. So there is quite the difference there. 4 cannons on this thing with 150 rounds per gun. The 2 Sidewinders, not a very fast plane, but it is 8.3, and when you get down tier to 7.3 with air-to-air missiles, well, quite nice. Can't say otherwise. So we'll see how that goes with these Sidewinders at this battle rating. Now, USSR, nothing new, so we go straight on to Britain, where the Seahawk is more of a ground attacker. It has a lot of options for ground attacking, and only options for ground attacking. There is no air-to-air missile, so you have the same stat card as I said. You have the same Hispano cannons 4 times with 150 rounds per gun, same battle rating, but with a ground attacking setup. So that is it for the Brits, actually, this patch. So yeah, I think that probably the German one will be more interesting with air-to-air missiles instead of a ground attack setup at 8.3. Don't know if these rockets should be there, but or if these missiles should be at that battle rating, but still, we're gonna see how that goes in the down tiers to 7.3. Now Japan, here is the interesting one. We have 2 planes. Now this one is not too interesting as there was already a F-40 in the Japanese line. This one does have Sidewinders though, so again there is that, and that is what makes it special. I guess we didn't put them on yet, so let's do that while we're at it. So that's the difference. Again, it will be a Saber, just like the CL13 for the Germans. We're gonna see more of these things in the earlier jets, and that can be fortunate and unfortunate, and that really depends on whether you fly this thing or whether you fly an 8.0 facing this thing with these. So yeah, I hope that doesn't unbalance things here and there. But this is the premium for Japan, while the Seahawk is the premium for the Germans. So that's very nice. Well, this also very nice. As I said, there is some doubts as to the rockets. Now, the most interesting thing, of course, for the Japanese is this beast. This is going to be the fastest plane in game as of yet, the Mitsubishi T2, with a quite nice top speed. It's going to blow everything else out of the water. The climb rate is more close to the MiG-19 than to the F-100, so there's that. It's right in between there, and you of course have the two sidewinders. This looks to be an amazing plane. It has a sort of a rotary cannon, which will also be something new. 750 rounds, 120 millimeter, an incredible fire rate on this thing. Really, that is insane. It's going to be a tight spread, and if this thing gets hit, you will get hit by several of these rounds at once, because the rounds are so close together. It's a little bit to the left in the bottom, so aiming is going to get you're going to have to get used to that. But for the rest, it's probably going to be a devastating cannon. For the rest, this is a lot of fuel tanks in the fuselage. We're going to see how that pans out with flammability and stuff. Not much armor on the plane at all, except for here a little bit, so nothing to speak about there. But I'm very interested in this plane, as many of you will be. And it's going to be one of the earliest plane we're going to fly out, most likely. Looks very, very nice, I have to say. I'm looking forward to this plane. Now, Italy also comes with 3 new planes. The premium is a G91 R4. It still has the 420 millimeters, and that is a little bit underwhelming in my eyes. It does have the sidewinders. Oh, it actually has 4. Oh, that's nice. Well, okay, that's pretty nice. It does bump the performance down quite a bit, 4 of these rockets, of course. But we're going to have to see how that goes. The climb rate is also hampered quite severely, but 4 air-to-air missiles is quite nice. Premium Italian plane. We'll see how that goes. We also have an SM-92, a bit of a ground attack version of the SM-91. It has quite a few bomb options from the start, so you can ground attack. This plane has 12.7 millimeter Breda Safat machine guns instead of 3 missing MG151s. Now they say there is 3 MG151s on this thing, but in the X-ray I can only find 2. These 2 here, 1 and 2, and where the third one is anybody's guess. These are the Breda Safat machine guns here in the bottom, 1, 2, and here you have the other 2, so that's 4 machine guns and 20 millimeters accounted for. Here we seem to have another Breda machine gun, so maybe this should be the 20 millimeter, I don't know, because we already counted this, so maybe that's wrong here, wrong description could be, I'm not sure, but we'll see when it goes live. That might be a small bug there, or a small mistake for whoever designed it. Not much armor on this thing, but I really like this thing with the 620s. Only 220s and a bunch of machine guns could be nice with a few bombs going low and stuff like that. But we'll see. This also doesn't have a second cockpit. Let's see. We have the tier 6 here. Was it tier 6? I believe it was, wasn't it? Yeah. There we go. The G91YS. Top speed, meh, slightly more quick than most 9.0s. This also sits at 9.0. It does have 30s on it, which is quite nice, with a 125 rounds per gun, which is quite nice. And of course the sidewinders. It's going to be an interesting little plane. See how the maneuverability goes on this thing. The climb rate seems to be quite nice. But we'll have to see about the maneuverability, because that's probably going to be the strength of this plane. With this speed in the 9.0 matches, this will be alright, but in tier 6 planes, it's going to be... it's interesting to see how it will do there. The guns will work, and we'll see how it holds up. Finally, we have France with 2 new planes. We've got the premium plane for the French, is the Voiture, and well, we know this thing already. I haven't flown it yet because I don't have it yet, so maybe this will be the first one that I will fly. 4 30mm with several bomb loads. Going to be interesting to see, and there's a lot of options here. We even have some air-to-air missiles on the thing. Could be interesting, although from what I've heard, this thing is not very maneuverable. But maybe it doesn't have to be. Maybe it doesn't have to be. We'll see. The armament on this thing like this is quite impressive, though. Although the speed, of course, will be lacking compared to the higher ups. But this is 9.0. It can also be down tier to 8.0. So we'll see. The tier 6 plane, or rank 6, is the MD 460. Looks pretty sharp, I have to say. Nice intake, like the F100. 2 air-to-air missiles. And 2 30mm guns with 150 rounds. Now that is quite nice on the ammo load there. This looks a very interesting plane as well to me. The speed, again, is a bit lacking. But again, it sits at 9.0. Turn time, maneuverability, we're going to have to see. This looks very sharp. I like the look of this plane. Nice lines. And we're going to see how this plane does as well. This front wheel seems to be a little bit on the weak side. But maybe that's just me. Maybe it's not a very heavy plane. But that's it for all the jets in this patch. It's going to be a jet patch and more supersonic. And, well, I would have loved it to be a little bit more diverse, but I can't complain to the number of planes that is out there. There's a lot of premiums, though. That's going to be expensive if you want everything. For me, it's probably impossible to get it unless they're going to give me some planes. I'll see what I can do so I can make reviews for you guys and see if I can get my opinion out fairly quickly so that you guys can make an educated guess on what you want to buy. Okay guys, so that's it for the air update in patch 1.87. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.